On the Dark Ages with Nick, and this is just a quick video I want to make because I'm currently making a big video about the collapse of Roman Gaul, collapse in air quotes, which I'll get into the video. But today we're going to be talking about Bucellarii. The name Bucellarii comes from bucellatum, which was these nasty hardtack biscuits that were part of the cavalry's rations. And so a bucellaris would be a mounted retinue. Bucellarii really emerged as a significant force in the 4th and 5th centuries of the Western court, and more so their decline. And so why would someone want a private army? Because a private army would be outside of the command structure of the normal Western imperial court or the Eastern imperial court, and were loyal to the lord that had hired them, or more so the commander that hired them as a private retinue. The answer to this really comes with the imperial fragmentation and the imperial collapse of basically any military competence during the reign of Emperor Honorius, as in 406, the Vandals, Alans, and Swabians crossed the Rhine, and whether it was because the Rhine had frozen, or because the Rhine had frozen and they had the means to cross it. Not only barbarians, but also Bogadai, which some scholars see as local independent rulers, and some as peasant rebellions, but to the Roman imperial government, they were written off as Bogadai, which means bandits. And where was the regular field army? While they were dealing with the usurpation of Constantine III in 409, as well as the defection of the Northern Gaelic and Britannic field armies, and so the field army of the Western Roman Empire was simply not there. These Bucellarii were often drawn from Germanic tribes or even Hunnic tribes, as because of their foreignness and their migration, they were often loyal to their employer as they had no other connections in the area, and so relied solely on their employer, depicted here in the felt cap and holding a scepter, for their payment. I think one of the best examples of an employer of Bucellarii was Flavius Aetius, who from 429 to 454 employed a significant contingent of Hunnic Bucellarii, which he used to enforce order in Roman Gaul and to basically act as his own personal army. One of the main draws and rewards for serving as a Bucellarii was also the possibility to earn citizenship and to become a Roman, and as such, because of the personal loyalty that the Bucellarii employers inspired, we can see an example of Flavius Aetius after he was murdered. His Hunnic Bucellarii then, a couple weeks later, murdered Emperor Valentinian. One of the last significant instances of a Bucellarii being used and employed was during the Gothic War by Flavius Belisarius, who had a contingent of Hunnic Bucellarii as part of his campaigns, and who served with him throughout the Gothic War and the previous Vandalic War.